Hey guys, welcome to my probably first video on this channel. This channel is mostly gonna be Game Maker tutorials. So, Game Maker is this cool little program. You can make cool games pretty quickly. You learn it pretty easily. I do these tutorials because some people don't know how to do actual games. They just know how to do simple little things. So I stumbled upon this Game Maker not too long ago, and it's actually really cool. If you YouTube Game Maker games, there are some very high quality C++ style games with like particle effects, physics. The pro version of this, I'm using the light version, which is free. The pro version, you can make 3D games, so that's really pretty sweet. For those of you that are like, it's just drag and drop, I can't do anything. Really what makes it cool is it has this built-in programming language, GML, which we'll probably get to too, since it's kind of confusing. So it adds a little more control. So it's a really cool little program. They came out with a new one where you can embed your games onto the web, HTML5. It's pretty sweet. So let's get started. This tutorial is just going to be an easy little shooter, kind of introduce you to the interface, how to make sprites, how to make backgrounds, objects. We'll probably go into sounds, not for this game, because I got to get some sounds, but yeah. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is make some sprites, and a sprite is just like the player, a weapon, any image, right? Yeah, just basically it's just an image, right? So you just you click this, or you can click resources, create sprite. I like to do the little shortcut, the little Pac-Man. Name whatever you want. A lot of people do SPR underscore and then the name, just so you know it's a sprite. Yeah, you can name it whatever you want. If you got the Game Maker comes with sprites for you. But you can find your own. It supports pretty much all supported file types, which is PNG, JPEG, So you can make some stuff in Paint or Photoshop, whatever. And it has its own little editor too, so you get new, give it the dimensions, whatever you want, and then it's got this little cool Paint editor. You can zoom in, make your own sprites in here, and then you can even save them if they're cool enough. Pretty simple. That's really all there is to make sprites, and then you just hit OK. In this case, we already get a sprite. So this tutorial, if you're actually going to follow along, make a sprite called star or whatever. I just filled a little white square to simulate a star by 16 by 16, so it's kind of small. It's pretty big actually. Alright, that's really simple. Now, where everything happens, what's called an event. When an event happens, then actions will happen. And for these events, to check these events, we have to make objects. An object is basically a sprite with events and actions, alright? So, create a new object, you click this little blue sphere, and then this will come up. Name it, whatever, traditionally, OBJ underscore your name. And then down in here, click this little thing, and you can select any of the sprites you have made for the object. So select the corresponding one. Make sure visible solid unless you're doing something. And then these are what makes this an actual game. These events, and when this event happens, these actions are gonna happen, right? So outside room, this is gonna happen. Create, this is gonna happen. The create event is well, in this case, it's basically when the game starts, when the game actually creates all these objects, because we put them in the room. And then the outside room event is when this object leaves the room. So the room is basically, this camera right here. If my cursor leaves this room, we told it to come out back under here, which is the action wrap vertical. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna go down here, click this add event button. You're gonna click the create. Alright, we already have it, so it's not gonna do anything, but then you're gonna click the create, go over to your little list of stuff, make sure you're in this move tab right here. Drag over this, the moved fix, alright? We already have one, so it'll make another one. In this, just select up, give it a speed of star 1, so 5. Alright, I already have that done, so that's all we're gonna do. Alright, the next event we're gonna make is click other, outside room. And again, that's just when this object leaves the room. And the way it's going to leave the room is because when the game starts, it's going to start moving at 5 in up direction. So when it leaves the room, we're gonna go and use this action, right here, the wrap, and that just means, again, if it goes up here, it's gonna come out under here. So when you choose that, this will come up. Make sure it's gonna be horizontal by default. Click this, make it vertical. You want that, and then we're gonna make another object. Call it star 2. Select the same sprite. Do the same thing, except when you do this, make the speed 10. So we're gonna have two different multiple different stars moving at, different speeds. Make it look cool. Alright, that's basically, events, actions. That's really all we need to know for now. Alright, now again, the whole game is based in a room. So to do that, you click this, you create a new room, and then this will come up. Alright, I already have this room, done. This is a background, by the way. You make those by clicking this little image, and it's the same thing as a sprite, except it's like a full background, So delete that. So you go to your backgrounds tab, and then you select the background, the only one I have. So it'll fill all the default gray squares with your background. So you can make it one square so it just repeats, or you can make it like a full background. Now, actually, so I placed our star objects in there. While you do that, you click this, you select the object you want, then you place some of them in there. And actually, I'm going to place a little more. Then you just click any square you want. It'll appear in that square. And then we're going to select our star 2. Do the same thing. Just place a few, any squares you want. Make it look kind of random. Alright. Do all that, and then hit this green play button. That's how you do it. Or you click run and run normally. Most people just, run the game. Alright, and then that happens. We got all space, basically. Doesn't really look like space because the stars are kind of crappy. But that's a simple, kind of scrolling background where it's going to keep coming up like the stars are moving. And really, we're just kind of trying to give the illusion when we, next tutorial, when we put the ship guy, it's going to look like we're moving. Alright, so next tutorial we'll make enemies. Well, it might be like 3 parts. So next tutorial we'll for sure make the player. And we'll probably get to shooting stuff, like a fireball or something, whatever we pick. And then the tutorial after that we'll probably make enemies. And then we'll keep probably adding on, lives, score, a couple other levels, bosses. So do that, and then the next tutorial we'll make the player. So see you then.